Hello, comrades. This is Gall's Clan War Strategist. We got Hahn AG, and this is going to be a little bit faster. This is going to be fast and furious, and I'm going to take advantage of the fact that you're watching this on YouTube. If I go too fast, you can pause, stop, rewind, take notes, do whatever. I don't have a lot of time, and I want to get this pushed out as soon as possible. So we're talking Hahn AG. This is the second time that we've met them. They are a very formidable, very legitimate clan. 279. They're high up there on the ladder. I'm going to put the monuments in the description. I'm going to put the target assignments in the description. We are not doing a mirror strategy, so please pay attention. The first one is Dunk's Mirror Hahn. We are going to save this base for last, and I'll explain to you why. First of all, he doesn't have defensive monuments up. We got a little bit lucky here. However, we did not get lucky in the fact that he's got 3 ion stations. So, a lot of people would think, oh, okay, let's drop airstrikes. Let's take out Ion Spider. Right? Wrong. No. Number one, we're going after this ion station. We're going to use max range bronze airstrike to be able to take out and do this kind of swirly pattern. So you're going to drop them basically where you can get collateral damage on structures. So watchtower, cannon, watchtower won't even survive a nuke, by the way. Cannon will. This other cannon will. This lightning gun will. And then that's basically what we're going to go after this guy. And the reason why is because it's the one inward most of the base. This is easy mode. We'll be able to get this down. We're going to drop 3 vortexes right over here, right on this bioreactor. In fact, I would do 1, 2, 3. That way, when these bioreactors fall, they will have no choice but to go inward straight to this ion station, which is only separated by a single, I believe it's a level 9 wall. And we will be underneath the threat zone of activating the ion station. So after we drop 3 vortexes, 1, 2, 3 on each of the bioreactors, when those bioreactors go down, it'll take out the ion station over here, and the rest of them are gonna go on this side, the northwest side. And hopefully our goal is to have it trace the line and go cannon, ion station, but that may not be the case. If you have an event air support unit of an airstrike or corrosion of some ability, I would recommend doing it on these Jerichos, because these Jerichos will survive a nuke. And we want to try and at least get those Jerichos out of the equation so that when you deploy the troops, because none of these structures are going to be there. In fact, this flame tower's not even going to be there that I know of. It will actually not survive by a margin of 5 health points. That's how close it is. So if you can get it to Gen Aggro and go straight up to the cannon, then the next logical structure that it'll go after will be the ion station. So I would actually recommend that after you drop the vortexes here, you might even want to try and opt to do hero. Drop a couple heroes or hero there once this ion station goes down, so that you can try and get this guy to at least attack once, and then that way you have the best chance of deploying vortexes to try and get this one down. So we're going to have to contend with the spider guns, but because he doesn't have any augmentation on the spider guns through defensive monuments, you're only going to be dealing with 4 instead of like 10 rounds in some of these cases. So more to follow on Hahn. I'll do another updated video if need be, but for the sake of time, we're going to go to the next base, which is our friend Struppi. This guy was infamous because we couldn't get this base down, and at the time in Clan Wars, they were abusing the whole air mode, the airplane mode bug. Everyone was doing that. I'm not saying that we're without sin, but everybody, Deja Vu, title holders, you name it, they were doing it. Struppi's monuments are as follows: Spider plus 3, so 6, plus the baseline 4, which means 10 rounds per pulse, gun damage 15, building walls 10, and building 10, which means all of his buildings that are 900 or above will survive a max level nuke. So for instance, Watchtower, 900 plus 30%, I believe is 1175. Nuke is only 1125, which means this structure will still be up even after a max level nuke. So what are the structures we have to worry about? Well, let's check the flame tower. Will it survive? Absolutely. Mortars, will it survive? No, it will not. So watchtowers, cannons, Jerichos, flame towers will all still be standing. And he's got 2 ions. He's special bunkers, Gen Aggro, as we've done before. Drop a bomb, troops spawn. Same thing with traditional bunkers, drop a bomb. So you're taking out basically 16 troops, maybe 20, maybe 18, give or take, after the nuke is dropped. And then we're going to go after this ion station for a couple reasons. There's more collateral damage to be done with a max range airstrike on that ion station. So you'll be able to take out this watchtower easily, this cannon, this flame tower should fall, Jericho will fall. If you're extremely lucky, you'll be able to get the mortar, but that's going to require you to drop airstrikes like one here, one here, one here, one here, and then the other 2 are kind of arbitrary. You do want to try and get the Hahn AG Clan HQ down. You really do. You want to ensure that all your airstrikes, at least until it falls, take out the Clan HQ. So aside from the ion, which will fall, you absolutely want to try and get the Clan HQ to fall as well. Now let's just do a little bit of math to make sure that we're not being crazy here. 30% of 4,000 is 1,200, so 5,200 minus 1125 is about 41 something. So if you have max level airstrikes, which I assume everybody does, you should be able to take out the ion station with 6 airstrikes. That's to include defensive blueprints. Okay, and obviously you're going to want to try and deploy your troops to go after this ion station. Guarantee you everything around here is big bada boom, so if you got a sapper, drop it on the south side, it'll probably take it out, maybe 2. I don't like sappers, it's not part of my strategy, but some people like it, and more power to you. Okay, so more to follow. Let's go on to the next space. We'll pull up the monuments for Pennywise. So building 2%, spider 1, gun damage 9, the defensive temporary special monument, and walls 19. So really nothing of significance. So let's take it by the numbers. Special bunker too close to the edge, traditional too close to the edge, this one as well too close to the edge. So obviously you're going to drop bombs, get these guys out of their structures. They're going to drop a nuke. His first ion is here. I'm looking for a second ion and I'm not quite seeing it. So that makes our target easy. We're going to drop them like right here, right on this wall 10, so you can take out Spider Ion, and then the rest just collateral damage. These watchtowers aren't going to survive. These cannons might, so if you have one left and you could spare it, maybe you want to drop it up here, or maybe you want to drop it a little further south. It's up to you. Get creative. Have some fun. And then the rest of the base is going to be Spider, a couple cannons down here. So these structures will survive the nuke, so maybe you want to deploy from the southwest side so that it goes inward and then just does all kinds of mayhem. So next base. Next one is Saggy, Spider 1, gun damage 8, building 8, damage versus ground 6%, and walls 18%. So no consistency, they're all defensive. And these structures are a little bit too far inward for me to feel comfortable wasting bombs trying to gen aggro. So assume you're not going to be able to get the special bunker up, as well as the traditional bunkers. He's got one ion and another down here. I'm thinking go after this guy, and if you're extremely lucky and you have max range airstrikes, try it right here on the intersection of this wall leading up to the special bunker. You might be able to touch the center point of the ion and the spider. If you do, more power to you. So you'll be able to drop that. Let's just make sure here. Yeah, we're dealing with 4,000. And there was a building enhancement of about 6, 7, 8%, so that will still fall. Then you want to try and figure out, well, what's the best way to get to this ion station down here? So what's going to survive a nuke? This Jericho and this cannon will, which is a nice clean line that leads you straight to the ion station. So it would go Jericho, some might peel and strafe and go shield generator, then cannon, then lightning, then possibly ion, maybe even death ray, maybe even other shield generator. Alternatively, you might want to try the rally point route. So it might go rally, then it might go inward here to bioreactor, then gold Jericho ion. So trace a line and try and figure out which will work best, because I don't have the answer, but I do believe that your best point of breaching this base is going to be from the south. So carry plenty of bombs. These walls level 12, obviously, they got a ton of HP, like 8,500, and you're going to have to deal with that. And expect all of these bases to have really high level troops too. So good luck. Next base. This is Superevil. He's got damage troop. Let's see, Spider 3, gun damage, and ground damage 15%, and damage air 15%. So the damage air is irrelevant, but the other two are legitimate. This is going to be a DPS race. And the reason why is because if you take into consideration ion station at 75, that really means 100, 105, and then when you take into consideration it only shoots once every 10 seconds, that's like 11, 1200 damage. It's a colossal amount of damage. It does even more to Vortex. And his structures, at least the special bunkers, are too far inward to gen aggro. This one you can spawn, so you might want to drop a bomb or two and at least get this guy out of the way, as well as this guy. So every little bit counts. And then I'm probably going to target this ion station for the sole reason being that it's close enough that I believe you can take out the clan HQ. Because this guy's going to have a Colossus, predictably so. So you're going to drop your airstrikes right here, and then you want to try and trace a line to get to this ion station ASAFP. So I'm thinking probably from the southwest, these rally points will be weak in health, as well as a cannon. The problem is you've got these two cannons and the Jericho that are going to probably distract the line. So if you have some kind of special air support that you got from an event like a corrosion or a level 1 airstrike, consider using it on these 3 structures. You would only need 1. I think it could be done in 1 because they're only going to be like maybe 200 HP at that point. But if you take it out, that would preserve the integrity of your troops deploying and going and following this line up to the ion station. And you're just going to have to deal with this special bunker here, but incidental AoE from Vortexes should be able to take care of that. Alright, let's go to the next base. I got to alt tab all the way through here. Okay, STAHL, at first I really thought this base had a hologram because he has no defensive monuments, and his clan HQ, or his actual command center, is all the way out here in left field, but evidently that's not the case. So looking at his ion station level 3, this is the one that's souped up, tons of HP. This one's a lot softer at 46, so we're going to go after this guy. We're going to take it down and just try and maximize your damage on this. Obviously, we want to have our airstrikes take out both the Ion and the Clan HQ, so this is a no-brainer. But if you even have like a regular gold monument airstrike, or even just a plain airstrike in general, you can drop it right on the corner of this death ray, and you might even be able to get lucky to reach as far over to this watchtower. But after a nuke, it's not going to survive anyway because he doesn't have any defensive monuments. There is a shield generator, so let's take that into consideration with the blueprint. This watchtower actually may survive. In fact, any structure that is 900 baseline HP within the range of a shield generator level 3 combined with a defensive blueprint may survive a max level nuke. Don't quote me on that. I believe it's based on the base HP, so 1035 plus 90 is 1125, which is the exact damage done, which means this structure should fall ever so barely. If not, sneeze on it and it will fall. So anyway, airstrikes right here, and then what's the quickest way to get to this ion station? Hard to say. This is a bit of a gamble because the rally point will definitely be up. This oil storage will definitely be up. This cannon will definitely be up. So if you go oil storage to cannon, there's a possibility it may go up towards the ion station. I don't quite know, but you're going to have to chew through a lot of walls, so bring plenty of bombs. And the one mystery about this base I don't think anyone here on the planet is going to solve is why his bunkers are level 4 when he's got probably maxed out oil storage, or for whatever reason. For some compelling reason, I'm thinking there's some kind of a Martha Stewart living going on here, because this looks a lot better. It blends in with these gold walls than it does with the level 5. Your guess is as good as mine, but nonetheless, it's a formidable base, and it will be a little bit of a challenge. Next guy is FCC Schlachter. So he's got the temporary defensive special monument, damage troop spider 2, and then decel 1. The deceleration of the wall is increased by an additional second. So nothing really of any significance. The decel is good, it's beneficial. So where's the clan HQ? It's too far from any of the ions. Where are the spiders? This one's probably close enough that I consider going after, but I think it's a bit of a stretch. So this base, obviously, let's take a look at special bunker, too close to the edge. Gen aggro, you're going to need at least 2 bombs. Possibly 3, because these 2 will likely one-shot any of the bombs. But if you get lucky, you could probably drop it like right here, and these 2 will fire at the same bomb. And then the second one, obviously, as a result of the global cooldown from defensive structure, should be able to trigger it. Same with this guy, you might need 2. So I think it's doable. I think it's worth it. I say go for it. On these structures, try and get them. Don't be afraid to use 7 or 8 bombs if it means killing 16 troops, because you're not going to be able to do anything else with that for that matter. So after you drop the nuke, I mean, it's a toss-up here. This one's got 4,600 HP. The other one has probably 4,600 HP. So you're really dealing with 5,000 after the defensive blueprint. So it's a coin flip. However you do it is your call. But if you're going to drop airstrikes, I wouldn't try so much to stretch them to hit both the ion and the spider, especially if you don't have the max range anyway. Try and get as much collateral damage. So if you're going to drop an airstrike, well, what structures are going to be left? This one, the only thing that's going to be left is a Jericho, so I probably wouldn't even consider this one. If you have a max range airstrike, you could probably drop this and take out this cannon as well as this cannon. But let's go to the other one. This other one has pretty much the exact same setup. Cannon, cannon. It's symmetric. Jericho. So most of the structures you need to worry about here are out on the corner. So you got these cannons. You're going to have the clan HQ. I actually would recommend deploying your troops closest to the side of the non-airstrike ion. So let's say it's going to be this ion station. What structures will be left? This cannon, and then it'll go gold storage, then death ray, then possibly ion station. I think the line is much clearer right here. Cannon, Jericho, ion. Definitely do this. There's a possibility you might get distracted and some of them will go death ray, but I think this is a cleaner line, and you're probably going to see that down here as well. Yes, so this is a cleaner line. This is probably your most dead straightaway giveaway to get to it. Oil storage, rally point, either or, in between, south, southwest, cannon, gold storage, ion station. Bring plenty of bombs. Okay, next one is Scheely. Spider 3, building walls 10%, gun damage 15%. Spider 3 again, so this is a 10 rounds per pulse spider and building 10%. This is going to be another challenging base. This is very similar to struppi. All of these special and traditional bunkers are too far inward, so you're going to have to get 10 with them. The ions are really far out there. They're only 2 layers within the base. You only have 2 layers of walls separating you and the ion, and I think this was done deliberately. Now, because he's going to be running defensive blueprints, you have to take into consideration that anything over 900 HP is going to survive a nuke, to include this watchtower. So, if you have airstrikes, it's just a matter of pick your poison, I guess. So this ion station 46, go to the other one's probably going to be the same thing at 46. I would probably recommend airstriking this ion station, because I just feel like you get more bang for your buck. You're going to take out 2 cannons. You can easily get the watchtower, the flame tower. You can get the mortar, and I don't know about you, but I don't want to chew through a biofuel storage when I'm trying to get to the structure that I need to destroy. This thing is 6k HP, whereas the other one has got, what, a barrier complex? Lol, 680. Won't even survive a nuke. So you're also not going to get as much collateral, because these flame towers, although they will survive, they're not going to be doing. They're not even going to survive even if you were to airstrike it. But I'd much rather go up against a flame tower than a cannon when it comes to a vortex strat. Flame towers, I mean, one-on-one just don't hit as hard. And so this base will also be challenging. I mean, they're all going to be challenging, but the clan HQ is up here in the northwest. It's got a Colossus. So, and the spider's going to be pulsing out 10 rounds, and they're all going to be freeze. So this is going to be a DPS race, and you're going to want to try and get through it as fast as possible. And it's going to be a challenge, as all the other races. So let's see what we can look at with Big Brain. He also has the temporary special defense monument, building wall 10%, spider 3 building 6%, and walls 22%. So we're talking a potential of 26% increase in building HP after defensive blueprints. But boy, man, these ions, they look tantalizingly close. I don't know. This is really close. I don't know if we can do it. The most epic airstrike strat that would take this base out and straight up 3-star it would be, if possible, a maxed range airstrike could take out both ions and both spiders. I have got to believe beyond a reasonable doubt that this guy knows how close it is, and his defensive strat might even be banking on players doing that. But I think it's worth it, at least so that we can do some math, because now that we'll have the replay, these ion and the spider are only separated by 4 spaces. And same with the watchtower and the wall, that's 4 spaces separating these. So I think it can be done if you drop it like right here on my cursor, right where this dead space is. I think it can be done. So bunkers are close to the edge. So Gen Aggro on those bunkers, the special and traditional bunkers, he only has 1 special bunker, so we don't have to worry about a second. And then if you were able to, oh man, that would be an awesome replay to watch. His clan HQ is right here. I would probably just go ham on the clan HQ and just deploy arbitrarily any side on the west, and then just go from there, because his command center is already going to be weakened significantly as a result of the damage. So anyway, let's see. Now that one would be really cool to see. I'm very interested on that base. Next one is maddl-mice. They also have the temporary defensive special monument, building 10%, spider 2 gun damage 15%, and then damage of traps increased by 1%. So 20% increased HP. I believe those structures that have 1,000 or more will survive, but not many structures have 1,000 HP at max level. I mean, even the flame tower at level 8 is only 880. Maybe the Jericho at level 8. Yeah, even that is 1160. So these ions are obviously too far spaced apart for them to be nuked down by airstrikes. So you're going to have to pick one. And just as we've done with the other strats, what have we done? It's been a repetitive, monotonous assessment of the bunkers, right? So this one's too close to the edge. Get aggro, do this exact same thing. I'm not seeing a special bunker, so I don't believe that there's one in here. So anyway, 20% increase HP on a watchtower at 900 is 1080. So that will fall with the nuke. And so what structures will be left? If you opt to airstrike the north ion, obviously you get collateral damage on any surviving structures, namely this cannon, if you have the range. If you don't have the range, then just try and soften up the death rays, because they slow up your attack tremendously. So if you have to pick your poison and you have to settle for death rays, that's not a bad thing. It's just it'll pay dividends when you get closer towards the middle when you're going up against a command center. And then just what's the line to trace if you're going to go after the south one. So the only structures that will survive will be this cannon and these storage facilities. And then there's another cannon over here. as well as this storage facility. So you might want to opt to try and breach here in hopes that you go oil storage, cannon, maybe Jericho. And the problem is I think it's going to peel and go to the right and go to this cannon as opposed to inward towards a lightning gun. Your objective is to get to the lightning gun and to get to the shield generator, because if your vortexes get there, then the very next target 100% is going to be ion station. Similarly up here, I think the line is a little bit cleaner if you were to go maybe from the northwest. If you deploy troops and it goes bioreactor, and then inward to the cannon and then lightning gun, that would be kind of cool. It might even be better to do biofuel storage. So fuel storage, cannon, breach some walls. I don't know where it's going to go from there. It's probably going to go to this guy. So that would be absolutely awful. So I take that back. Don't do the northeast, because that looks to be a little bit more risky. All right. I think we're down to like 3 bases maybe. The next one is killer. Oh, sorry if you heard that. That was my cat. My cat got interested in what I'm doing. Killer's got walls 25%, gun damage 15%, and then 3 non-defensive monuments. So don't have to worry about that too much. In fact, I don't even know if he has. Yeah, he's got 1 ion. Oh, he's got 2. Okay. So which one will give us a little bit more payoff on our dividends? Probably this guy. It's closer to the spider. You can see how the spider's a little bit more to the left than the other guy. So you could probably drop airstrikes right on this line between and try and take out both ion. So let's try and go after this guy. What will get us to that point? These bioreactors, they're not max level, but they're still formidable in their HP. So you might want to consider dropping some heroes and then soften up these bioreactors, and then it should go inward to the cannon, the Jericho, and then the ion. That's the hope. I believe that would be the case. That's a no-brainer as far as deploying your troops. But it's just a matter, we can't be guaranteed necessarily that every person attacking these bases are going to have nukes, because we're shorter than Hahn AG. They have at least 2 or 3 more bases that have nukes that we don't. So anywho, if I were to recommend, I would nuke and then airstrike this ion station, try and get as much collateral damage as possible, and then you're going to go after this ion through deployment of troops. I'm sorry, what I just indicated on this ion station, disregard. I omitted that it's close enough to the spider. So again, ensure you get the spider down with the ion if you have max range. If you do not have max range, then do what I just indicated about this collateral damage approach. Okay, deploy troops over here on the east side, and your objective is to get to this guy. And then we're down to the last base. Now this one is a base that I'm surprised Hahn AG put in, because I didn't feel that it was up to par with all the other ones. And the reason why is because it's got a hologram. Okay, so this is only going to be a 2-star base. So again, he's got 1 defensive monument, walls 15%, but he's got a hologram, and it's right here somewhere on this side. I'm looking for it. There it is. So Jungle Heat, if you're watching this, shame on you. If you're a developer, shame on you. This should have never been in the game to the point where it causes a situation where people that are competing at a high level in Clan Wars would abuse this. And the same with the airstrikes. And I have sent you many tickets over many months advocating that you need to fix the issue with the airstrike monuments, and I have gotten no response. So I really hope that gets fixed, because it deteriorates and is disrespectful to all the dedicated players that play this game. So I'm off my soapbox on that. 4400 on the ion station, so obviously you're going to nuke this down. Doesn't really matter if you got max range or not. There's only 1 nuke to contend with. Or I'm sorry, I'm saying nukes, I mean ion station. This is going to be the ion station that you are going to drop airstrikes after the nuke. My apologies. Special bunker down here, way out in right field, easily aggro. Same with this traditional bunker, same with this one over here. And I believe he only has 1 special bunker. So once the ion station falls, I would probably just get this clan HQ out of the way and deploy troops up to the north. There's not going to be a lot of defenses left, if at all. Actually, I don't think the only thing that's going to survive are going to be these cannons. So once you take out that ion down south, you can go through and take out the clan HQ. These spider guns are going to be running freeze rounds guaranteed, but I mean, for the most part, I think you'd be okay on this base. So again, I'm going to wrap this up. As a recap, this is a really legitimate clan. They are extremely good. They are highly ranked, and rightfully so. They are nuclear capable, and they will likely put many stars up on us. I'm going to put the description of the monuments in the video. I'm going to put the list of targets and assignments in the description on this video. If you have any questions, send me a line or find me in game, or just leave a comment here, and I'd be happy to entertain it. So we got about 16 hours. Be sure to top off clan HQs. Do not use your nukes if you currently have them available for farming, because we need all of them. So 24-hour cooldown when you use it. So don't use it now, and good luck. So with that, this is Calls. We'll catch you on the flip side.